With 16 minutes left at the Etihad Stadium, Cardiff forward Oumar Niasse cut inside and drove a low shot into the midriff of Manchester City goalkeeper Ederson. It was a humdrum moment and the shot was never in danger of going in, but it nevertheless prompted wild cheers from the Cardiff fans. It was almost possible to reach out and touch the sarcasm.Only Cardiff second shot of the game. It came at a time when their opponents had registered 23. That works out at just about 1 every 3.5 minutes, and when you consider how often the ball is out of play or stationary during an average Premier League game, that is some statistic indeed. That Pep Guardiola's City team only had 2 goals at this stage was an anomaly, born of average finishing and some good goalkeeping from Cardiff's Neil Etheridge. The goalkeeper from the Philippines was at fault for Kevin de Bruyne's opening goal in the 6th minute and was also beaten by Leroy Sane just before half-time. That apart, Etheridge was pretty much faultless on a night when City did not so much swarm all over Cardiff, but smother them gently with possession. After Sunday's controversial defeat at home to Chelsea, Cardiff manager Neil Warnock said he always felt his team could win. Here they never looked as though they believed they could compete, and therefore they did not. Cardiff emerged with dignity, but absolutely nothing else as City took another step forwards in their attempts to retain the league title. The first half was bookended by 2 City goals, and in between the traffic flowed only one way. This has become the norm watching this terrific City side. Opposition teams do not often have the courage or the confidence to engage with Guardiola's players for fear of a hiding and a dent to self-worth and goal difference. So they tend to write the game off beforehand and look to get away with their dignity intact. Not many managers will admit it, but that is the way it usually looks, and that is the way they looked here during an opening 45 minutes that did not stretch the champions in the slightest. At the weekend at Fulham, it had been relatively easy, and this looked to be exactly the same. Fulham are relegated now, of course, and we can expect Cardiff to follow the London club back into the Championship next season. Guardiola made 7 changes here and that allowed him to hand Phil Foden a first league start. In the first half, however, it was Foden's more senior colleagues who caught the eye more often, and chief among those was De Bruyne. In the very first minute, the Belgian almost created a goal for Gabriel Jesus, reaching the byline and crossing to the far post, where the Brazilian could not reach the ball on the stretch. Three minutes later, Riyad Mahrez advanced to deliver a low right-foot shot that was saved by Cardiff goalkeeper Neil Etheridge. Cardiff looked incapable of resisting City at this early stage, and in the 6th minute they conceded the first goal. A neat through pass from City central defender Aymeric Laporte found De Bruyne in space down the left, and the finish was delivered high and emphatic inside the near post, where Etheridge, expecting a cross, had left far too big a gap. The pattern of the game seemed set already, and City continued to dominate possession and probed almost casually at the Cardiff defence. Foden advanced to drive a low shot wide. Fernandinho thundered one over while Sane was unable to convert either of two good free kick opportunities. The German's first effort in the 7th minute was saved, while his second 25 minutes later drifted over the bar. Eventually Cardiff did manage to escape their own half and won a corner. This did, however, was allow City to break, and a swift movement involving Mahrez and De Bruyne allowed the Belgian to feed Jesus, who saw a shot beaten away at the far post. De Bruyne chastised his teammate for not passing the ball back to him, and he may have had a point. But 4 minutes later Jesus chested a deep Mahrez cleverly back to Sane, and a low right foot shot fizzed across the goalkeeper and inside the far post. Foden almost added to the scoreline within minutes of the second half, starting.The way he cushioned a pass from Fernandinho on his left instep was indicative of real quality, and the young midfielder would have scored had it not been for good positioning from the goalkeeper. Despite his error in allowing De Bruyne too much space for the first goal, Etheridge was having a decent night, and for Cardiff it was just as well. City continued to probe for further openings, safe in the knowledge that the game was already won. With an hour gone, the home team had registered 17 shots to Cardiff's 1, and that just about summed things up. De Bruyne had Etheridge flying across goal around this point in proceedings and soon delivered a low cross that Cardiff captain James Morrison almost turned into his own net. Mahrez then worked Etheridge from distance, a save for the cameras, that one before the keeper produced a much better save to repel a close-range header from Laporte. This all formed part of a flurry of activity that also saw Etheridge saved from Mahrez high and Sane low before Foden hit the post with a volley from the corner and was then foiled by Etheridge when he left fly from 25 yards.